10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Chapter systems are offline.
Welcome to the Banter Club. Join myself, Mark, along with TY, Jackie, and Mahal as we talk all things sport. We will definitely trash your team, and if you don't like it, we'll definitely tell you your favorite footballer is a tax evader. Join us every week on the Banter Club.
Are we really doing this?
Of course, we are, definitely.
All right, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to it. We are back as per usual with episode 21 of the Banter Club, your number one sports podcast in the land of Africa, South Africa. My name is TY Kabuti Broadway. I'm going to be your host today as per usual, and I'm never ever rolling solo. I've got the amazing, the sportscaster, Mahal. How you doing, bro?
Well, Tiwa, how was it?
I'm all good. We still haven't spoken about the CAF Champions League, but we'll get there. Ona, how you doing, man?
Yeah, I've gotten over the hangover of losing a CAF Champions League final, but still in high spirits for Afana Bafana. It was on top.
All right, and we're joined by an amazing guest. We have an amazing guest, who was raised all the way from the land of Davidton in Ekurhuleni in the East Rand, and she's doing amazing things in the world of sports in South Africa. She goes by the name of Lindiwe Dube. Lindiwe, how you doing?
I'm great, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure. Now, what we do here on the Banter Club is that each and every single guest, we have a little quiz, where we just ask you a few questions. 5 questions, whoever gets the most wins. Right? So now you can pick between Ona and Mahal. Who would you like to go up against?
Okay. Let me think. Mohau.
Oh.
Your suspect is back at it. All right.
You can change. You still have time to change.
Why? They haven't picked you in what? In several weeks or what?
Hey, he's always being picked, but okay. All right. So it's going to be 5 questions. I'm going to base them more or less around the PSL.
Okay.
And South African football.
Okay.
And you just say your name. After I ask the question, you say your name. Most answers wins. It's that simple. All right, cool stuff. Are we good to go, Mahal? You ready?
I'm ready.
Are you winning, Mahal?
Yeah, I'm ready. I think so. Hope so.
I love the spirit. Lindy, are you ready?
I'm ready. I was born ready.
Let's do this, man. I like the spirit. Let's do this. All right. In the PSL, which obviously started in 1996, who was the very first sponsor at the PSL?
Lindiwe.
Yes, Lindiwe.
Wasn't it a maize meal brand?
Mahal, give it a shot.
South African breweries.
Close. You're close.
Castle.
There you go. It was the Castle Lager. It was the Castle Premiership from 1996 all the way through to 2007. Now, the Western Cape has 2 PSL teams. Can you please name it? Yes, Lindiwe?
Cape Town City and Stellenbosch FC.
There we go. 1-1. Mahal?
Do it for the Banter Club.
Mahal, you still there, right?
I'm still alive, eh?
There we go. All right. Only one team from the Southern African region has played in the Club World Cup. Which team was this?
Lindiwe.
Ona, that was a close one. Ona, you call this one. Who said their name first? Go for it, Lindiwe.
Mamelodi Sundowns.
That is correct.
Hey, Kabuyelo.
There we go. Okay, in the history of the PSL, which team has the most defeats?
Mahal?
The
most defeat, right?
Yes.
I'll go for Black Leopards.
Incorrect. Want to give it a shot?
Most defeat.
Lindiwe?
Okay, so if it's not Black Leopard, I'm trying to think. Was the team in the league this season?
I'm going to give you a hint. The team has been relegated for 3-4 seasons.
Oh, okay. 3-4 seasons. Jomo Cosmos.
No.
Ooh.
Another hint. I'm going to give both of you another hint. They're
Okay.
from the Western Cape.
Mohau?
Santos.
Mahau?
Santos?
No.
Sound.
How do you get such a fact? Why? It must eat.
I don't know. I know these things already in my head, so I figured it's general knowledge. Okay, it is Ajax Cape Town.
Like we winners, yeah. We focus on winners.
Okay. Okay, cool. So let me give you another easy one then.
Okay.
Right? Only 3 South African coaches have won the PSL. Can you name at least 2?
Mohau?
Anyway,
Mahau?
that's it, yeah.
Mphatsoe and who's this guy? Given Hunt.
There we go. He almost gave me a heart attack.
And the third one, Mohau?
Do we have a third one? I don't know.
And he won it multiple times, if I'm correct.
4 times with 4 different teams.
Yes.
Gordon Egerson.
That's correct. It's got to be
That's
different.
the point.
Are you keeping score here?
Lindiwe is leading as usual. Mohau is losing.
Guys.
Mohau. Well, the Banter Club, I think we need to have a relegation system. How is
That's unfair. Guys.
Yeah, I'm joking, man.
He'll redeem himself the next time. It's fine.
Okay, I think this is the last question, yeah?
Yeah.
Only 2 teams outside of Gauteng have won the PSL, which was KZN and it was Cape Town. What are those teams?
KZN and Cape Town. Well, there's 3 teams in KZN. Okay. Okay, when? Can you give us another clue?
96, 97, as well as 2001 and 2002.
My gosh. 96, 97.
And I wasn't born there.
This guy. Okay, let me give you another hint. One of the teams you've already mentioned, and the other was coached by Gordon Egerson.
Oh.
Mahau?
Ajax Cape Town.
Ajax Cape Town win the league in South Africa.
Men in Rangers.
They won the MTN 8 at some point. But not
Untitled Bushbucks.
When I keep saying it. Ona, please do it for the Banter Club.
Men in Rangers.
And the other team?
Okay, I don't know that.
What's the question again?
Okay, which 2 teams outside of Gauteng have won the PSL title? It's Mining Rangers and another team from Cape Town.
Santos.
There you go.
Yes.
Yes, Santos won the league in 2001-2002 season.
Yeah.
Hi, and the winner is Ona?
I'm sure. It's a draw.
It's a draw.
Yes.
Are we
It's
going
2-2.
Are we going to sudden death?
Yeah. Bala Telegai won. Let's.
Should I make it easy? Should I make it tricky?
No, make it
Easy.
Should I make it easy?
Don't throw us questions from 1990 or hey man, we are young, we are young, chief.
But Chief, I was there for the Mining Rangers win. I remember seeing it, but okay. Okay, cool. Super Sport United, right? Before Super Sport bought Super Sport, what was it called?
Easy.
Very easy.
Before Super Sport United. My gosh, guys. Okay, can we get it?
Where's the team from?
Pretoria, something. Yeah.
Mahau?
Pretoria United.
No.
Wow.
Pretoria United.
Pretoria, where the best pastor is from.
Thank you. The best quarter for those who are not from Pretoria. Okay, here's another easy one then. Who's got the most goals of all time in the PSL? Mahau?
Collins Besuma.
No, he's like number 6.
No.
Hint. Let me just give you a hint.
It's a draw.
Yeah, it's a draw. It's fine.
Okay, the answer was Siyabonga Mphatsoe.
Aw, fuck.
Wow. Am I not shook? Am I not shook right now? But how you didn't lose? It's a draw.
Like, yeah.
Congratulations for the first time ever. You represented Banter Club. Get all fast star on your forehead.
Thank you very much, eh?
All right, let's get straight into it. Mahal, you want to ask the first question?
Yep. Lindiwe, now, let's talk about what was life like growing up at an environment, a place that gave birth to a lot of sporting giants.
Well, obviously, as a young all these people, you know, I grew up in a township that is known for producing superstars, you know, Jabu Mahlangu, Skaps, Michael Nkambule is from Davidson, guys. Hey, Musa Nyadam is from Davidson, Kabelo Dlamini. But back then, I wasn't really heavily invested. I only, got invested in sports like in my late teens, early 20s, you know.
We can tell.
Yeah. So yeah, growing up for me, it was just, it was just one of those. I mean, I grew up in a township and I didn't really know much about these guys. Obviously, we'd watch them here and there, but it's not like we would say, we'd get starstruck, we'd say, Jabu Mahlangu and whatever. And besides, we'd hardly ever see these guys, you know, because back then we didn't really have like social media and stuff. I was young. It's not like now where you can simply DM someone and say, hi Mohau, I'd like to have an interview with you, or, you know, would you like to come to my school for motivational talk, or all of that. You know, we didn't really have access to social media. I mean, there wasn't really any social media back then. So you'd see them once in a while, and I mean, we didn't really have, at some points we didn't have electricity at Kochai, guys, and we didn't have DSTV. So it was nice. I mean, it was like any other township. Davidson, Soweto, for me, it was like any other township.
Now let's talk about your journey in sports. Like how, when, where did it begin? When did your love for sports just, kick in?
And started in my teens, my late teens, obviously growing up Kokasi, that's where the influence comes from. Like I said, we didn't really, we weren't exposed to a lot of things. You know, on weekends, during the December holidays, you pretty much do the same thing. So on weekends, you just do your basic chores at home and then you go watch football. Cause I used to live next to, Ekrandini. You know, it's not a stadium. We call it a Pukwini. You know, Kokas, you know how it is.
Yeah. No grass.
Yeah, without, bruh. You know, so I used to live next to Ekrandini. And on weekends, they'd have top 8, top 4 competitions. So that's where it all started. And I was a bit of a tomboy growing up. So I spent a lot of time with boys. So, essentially they taught me, you know, how it works. They're like, okay, so this is what happens. This is how it works. You know, you have V11, V11, blah, 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 blah. And then during the December holidays, we didn't have the luxury of traveling to Cape Town or Bali or wherever, you know, because, we weren't, I don't know, I wouldn't say we were poor, but we were okay. But we just couldn't afford a certain lifestyle back then because my mom was a domestic worker and she had 3 other kids plus me, Baba.
Yeah.
So that's where it all started. And I think just, you know, as I got older, I didn't want to be just a fan. You know, I've always been very inquisitive. I've always been, you know, very outspoken and passionate. And so I just wanted to challenge myself. When I got into broadcasting, I didn't even have any journalism background because I studied advertising. So when I got to YFM, I just humbled myself and I told my editor that I wanted to learn, you know, but I think that's the reality with the YFM newsroom and most of the people who were there. I think the likes of Aldrin St-Pierre also didn't study journalism. Jacob Moshokwa of Newsroom Africa, I don't think studied journalism, but we all had that hunger, you know, we just wanted to learn. And my then editor, the best in the game, Zwile Majova, taught me everything I know. When I left YFM, you know, I could do field reporting, I could produce my own show, I could obviously do on air, I could, you know, edit sound and all of that. So when I joined Supersport, I was equipped not just as an on-camera presenter, you know, but I could do so much. I could script, I could voice, I could do,
Oh no, that's great.
First things first, Nah, fella, my problem is that when you won the Chairman's Award there by the PSL, so you didn't share with me. You didn't share with me, so that's my biggest problem. But okay, back to your career in broadcasting. What is that point in time, or what is that? Some you hear that they said, I was sitting and I just watched Carol Chabalala or Mpole Tolonyane presenting, and I knew that this is what I wanted to do. What is that one moment for you that took you into broadcasting?
It was the AFCON 2012 final. It was Zambia and Ivory Coast. I remember I stayed up and I watched the final. Remember we went to extra time and penalties. That was that moment. Obviously, Simply Carol Shabalala paved the way for young broadcasters, but I think that was that one moment when I decided to get into broadcasting. I didn't even know how, but I did it through the Y Academy. For me, that was that moment. When I decided, okay, actually, this is what I want to do. Cause you watch and you're like, you could have asked your man of the match this question, but why are you asking them this or that, And also because as women, we didn't have like a lot of references back then, guys, It was just Simply Carol. And then you also had like Cynthia Chaka, And yeah, but obviously Simply Carol, no doubt, paved the way for young broadcasters.
Oh, no, that's dope. Now, I know that for a fact, you're not just in broadcasting, right? You do a host of other things as well. I mean, I think I've bumped into your auditions, etc. So how do you balance all of this with sports? The sports broadcasting.
That's a very interesting question. Balance for me is the most important thing because I don't believe in just, constantly working and just being busy. So I started therapy last year, and something my therapist used to say to me is that you need to rest. So for me, it's always been about how I manage my time because, it gets pretty hectic weekdays when I have like match days, or maybe I'm in studio at 9 o'clock, at 7, going live at 9:30 for home ground, and then I'm traveling from Joburg to Bloem on Tuesday for match day, and then I'm traveling from Bloem to Joburg on maybe Bloem to Pretoria on Wednesday for a 5 o'clock kickoff, and then I'm in studio for fan base, and then I'm traveling again on Friday for match day, on Saturday back on Sunday. So for me, the most important thing is time. It's how you manage your time. I believe that if you plan accordingly, and also I'm a Taurus, so I'm very big on planning and organization. I'm very big on how I allocate my time, who deserves my time, what do I do when I'm on off season and all of that. So it's all about just managing my time. And when I'm not busy, I rest, I spend time with loved ones, but it's all about managing time. It's hectic, but yeah.
Talking about preparation, you said you're very big on that organization and preparation.
Yes.
Now, scenario. An obvious 2-1 win to Kaizer Chiefs is about to happen against Sundowns.
Sorry? I think I missed that. Who's winning what?
What are you saying? I mean, Chiefs was the only team to hand Mamelodi Sundowns a defeat this season. So
with the same scoreline I just mentioned. So you are being assigned to go be the anchor for this game. Now, give us the preparation. What goes into that?
Okay, so what usually happens is that we get our monthly schedule maybe a week before the new month starts. So you already know which fixtures you're working on. I probably have like 6 maybe outside broadcast productions. You have maybe 4 studio productions, and then maybe I have inserts for home ground and stuff. So preparation doesn't really start on match day or a day before. Preparation starts, I don't know, the moment you get that your monthly schedule, because also you're not only watching Amakosi's last game, before they play Sundowns. You have to watch, all their games. You need to know who are the important players, who's out on injury, who's likely to start because Tembazwane is injured, who's going to start in Temba's position. If Tapelo Morena is unavailable, who's next in line. So it's a lot of work, and that's what I think most people don't get, is that you arrive on match day and you are spoon-fed, or there's auto cue. There's no auto cue, guys. It's Supersport. Hey, it's live television. And there's a lot of work because, like I said, I remember there was one week where I had home ground on Monday, match day on Tuesday, match day on Wednesday, fan base on Thursday, travel day on Friday. So even when you are not working and you're just traveling, you still need to prepare for the game tomorrow, you know, so there's a lot of work, there's a lot of reading involved because you need to know what's happening. I mean, it is off season right now, but teams are busy in the transfer market, so you need to know who Mphatsoe have signed. You know, they've announced Austin Dube from Richards Bay FC. It's a lot of work. Like, it's just an ongoing process, you know. You don't rest because, hey, I'm not working this weekend. There's always something happening, you know, there's always news breaking, social media, you know. So yeah, it's a lot of prep.
Where does therapy come in terms of all that? Because I see that it might be a need in terms of that.
Yeah, it gets overwhelming, you know, when you're working on so many projects. I mean, when you work on home ground, it's a completely different market. It's a completely, you know, different show. You're not only on SuperSport, but you're also on Mzansi Magic as well. So now the lingo somewhat changes because it's more lifestyle and more relaxed. So what I do on match day is somewhat different to what I do on home ground because now I'm talking to a different market. People who watch the Queen are staying now in Mzansi Magic to watch home ground. But not only that, you're also accommodating your market from SuperSport 202. Do you get what I mean? So when you're on fan base, it's also like a different show. It's very lighthearted. It's fun. You are driving that show, but it's not my show. It's for the fans. So, you know, that show belongs to them. When you're on match day, it's like a different story. These are different hashtags. When I work on varsity netball, it's like, okay, hello and welcome. Use the hashtag SS netball, you know. Then you're on varsity football, SS football. Then you're on DSTV Prem Juices, like SS Diski. Do you get what I mean? So yeah, it gets super overwhelming. And also because I do a lot of things on the side. I work with Sundowns, I work with Hyundai, I work with a few guys and different brands and doing different things, whether it's MC work or whether I'm doing commercials, you know, my side hustles or all of that. So it gets super overwhelming and sometimes you just feel like, you know what, I just need a break. I just need someone to talk to because yes, we are working, but you also need to live and you also need to make time, you know, for loved ones and just time for yourself to just, yeah, catch a break, you know. So when it gets like super overwhelming, yeah, I go to therapy and that's how I deal with it, I guess. And also the social media, guys. You can never catch a break with social media because, it's just a lot. It's just a lot. Yeah.
Now, speaking about social media, you've been spotted in an Al-Ahly jersey. Give me your thoughts on this last week's final, on the Chiefs Al-Ahly final. I just need a quick summary of your thoughts.
First of all, I think the first half was so boring, guys. That first half was so boring. Also for me, that was such a special game in a sense that my late friend and colleague Tulani Susa, you know, got his big break from Kaizer Chiefs, and then he worked with Mphatsoe at Sundowns, and he gave me that Al-Ahly jersey from Coach Mphatsoe. You know, I think it was towards the end, after they won last season, after they won the championship. So he gave me that. So I think, yeah, it was a special game because we had a South African coach and then we also had a South African team, you know, possibly looking to get their first star. And yeah, first half was boring, but I really enjoyed the second half. Also because in local football, we've gotten used to now having, you know, the sound effects of the fans. So it was quite different, you know, getting everything, like all the swearing and all the audio from the players, and it's like, oh, okay. But I was genuinely happy for Coach Mphatsoe Mosimane. I think he's done incredibly well. And yeah, as a South African man, I'm super proud.
All right. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, Lindiwe, let's talk about the awards right now. You've won the 2019 Estia Loud Style Star of the Year award. Estia Loud Style Star.
Are we thinking Hatsu, Mohau? Are we thinking Hatsu? We take Calamine.
So, I mean, a lot of people will just say that, man, it's just an award. It's just an award. To you, what does that mean, winning that award at the G Sports Awards?
Yeah. Oh, man. I don't think any award is ever too small or too big. You know, it's just recognition from your peers. I think for me, presentation is quite big, and I always tell, you know, young girls who want to follow in my footsteps that it starts with you know, how you present yourself on match day, because you're surrounded by so many guys, you know, how you carry yourself. I remember when I did the when I went to Liverpool for the Vitality 2019 Netball World Cup, I strategically packed green and yellow, for all the days when the Spa Proteas were playing, I would wear like green and yellow, because those are South African colors, those are our national colors. So for me, winning that award was also special because it's like, hey, there's someone who's noticing my craft, but also noticing that I actually put in effort whenever I'm at work, whenever I'm on camera, So yeah, I wouldn't say, man, it was a small award or anything. I mean, it's recognition at the end of the day, and yeah, I appreciate it.
Now, Jackie, I see Jackie just made a cameo here. Welcome, Jackie.
Evening, guys, and evening to Lindiwe, man.
Hi, Jackie.
How are you?
I am awesome. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having us and for joining us, beg your pardon. So one of the elements of the G Sports Awards is celebrating great sporting success of women, but it also empowers women in sport. Is it a vision that you share, and how much is it important for you?
Thanks, Jackie. First of all, I'm all about, helping wherever I can. I think if you go onto my Twitter and you'll see my pinned tweet says, the vision and mission was and will always be to inspire the girl child, and that those are the words of Zanele Mdodana, the Maltese netball coach. She's a former Spa Protea. And that's something I truly believe in, just imparting the little knowledge that I have, especially to young girls, because there's so many young women who want to break into the industry. And speaking of women, I'm going to speak about a few brands, that I think have actually invested in women's sports. You look at Supersport, for instance. When we went into the bio bubble last year, all the ladies who were doing, so you had Simply Carol in studio and Pumlani, right? And then you had myself, Julia Stewart, Tato Moeng, and Lwazi. So there were 4 of us in the bio bubble doing OBs, outside broadcast. So 3 ladies and 1 gent. And then you had Lerato and Mbali in the Glad Africa champ. So that speaks volumes. And with Supersport, you're not only getting women in front of camera, but you're also getting women behind the scenes, whether it be producing, whether it's vision mixing or EVS operators. We even have camera operators. I often see people tweet on Mesh Day, they're like, hey, Supersport, why are you showing us, Supersport cameramen are showing us women only. And I'm like, Supersport doesn't only have cameramen, we also have female camera operators. You look at Netball South Africa. To be honest, yes, we still have a long way to go. However, I strongly feel we're not where we were a few years ago. I mean, the current president of Netball South Africa, Ms. Cecilia Molekwane, is a woman. The former president, Mimi Mphatsoe, was a woman, Look at Amanda Dlamini. She just got appointed now by SAFA. So yes, we are making smaller steps, but I strongly feel that we're not where we were. You look at the CAF Champions League final. It was hosted by women and by women, right? You look at the Euro 2020 final. It was hosted by Simply Carol Shabalala alongside, a panel of gents. So yeah, we're not where we were a few years ago when the likes of Carol were just like the only woman in sports, where it was Carol and Paul and maybe Cynthia. There's more women now, whether it's through the DSTV Diski Challenge, or it's DSTV Prem, or it's cricket, or it's rugby. There's Motibisi Mohondo. So yeah, we still have a long way to go, yes, because there's always room for improvement. There's always room for growth, but we're definitely not where we were a few years ago.
No, that's actually very beautiful. It's great to see that there's growth for women in sports in all spheres. It's not just on camera, but behind the scenes as well. Now, tell me about you. Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years in terms of what's your ultimate goal as a sports broadcaster?
I always get this question, and I always give the same answer, honestly, because one, I believe in pacing myself. I truly believe that if you put in the work, God will do the rest, Yeah, and sometimes I just feel like we make our own plans, guys. You probably in your journal or in your vision board, you obviously write down that, hey, I want to work on the CAF Champions League final. I want to work on Euro 2020. I actually want to travel, to all the cities, the European cities and whatever. And then COVID happens, and then what? You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes I just feel like if you just do your best, you never drop the ball, because the best athletes in the world don't rest. You might score a brace today and tomorrow you want to score a hat trick. So you just continue to work hard. Obviously, as a broadcaster, I want to grow individual. I want to grow with the Supersport brand. I want to host like major tournaments, global competitions. I want to grow with all the brands I'm currently working with, and I'm very big on mentorship. I just want to mentor more girls, because right now I'm just mentoring like a handful because my schedule doesn't really permit for me to take up like a gang load. So I'm just mentoring like a handful of girls and just ensuring that I give each individual sufficient time, So I want to do that, work on my mentorship program, not a foundation, but more of a mentorship program, because I always get that foundation question. So I'd really love to grow. But more importantly, guys, I believe in pacing myself and just putting in the work and just never arriving. I don't believe in complacency. No matter how big you are, no matter how many awards you win, no matter, I don't know, how many paychecks you get or endorsements and stuff.
Never rest, never settle. Now, when you launch that mentorship program, you must come through this side, eh? We'll tell our Banter about it.
Okay.
Jackie?
Yeah.
Are you still here?
I'm still here.
I thought you had a question.
No, I just want, one thing I like, yeah.
Or a compliment.
One of the reasons why I wanted us to invite Lindiwe is I've seen the work that she has done for women in sport, particularly when it comes to varsity. I had a privilege of seeing her face to face, and we had a similar conversation, and I think she must probably remember, I think, from Northwest University, where she was working with Mphatsoe, and I could see the glimpse of what you can expect from Lindiwe. I just want to give credit where it's due. A lot of the time we don't give credit to presenters while they're still alive and while they're still very, very young. I think Lindiwe is potentially going to be one of the greatest sporting casters in the country. She's really exposed herself to a lot of quality. And one other thing that I also like about her is that she's very positive. She's very empowering, and it's great to see such a person who a lot of youngsters can actually relate to.
Oh, thank you so much, Jackie. You're gonna make me all teary. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Definitely speaking facts. I really can't wait to see what's next for Lindiwe Dube. How?
Yes, now Lindiwe, I would want us to look at the future. Maybe let's talk about in the next 10 years. What do you see when it comes to women in sports, and in particularly in South Africa? What kind of change do you want to see when it comes to women within the sporting industry?
Yeah. I want equal opportunities. I'm a woman. I want equal opportunities, for athletes, for talent, broadcasters. You look at the Spa Proteas now, and, a bevy of our players play abroad in some of the best leagues in the world. They play in Australia, they play in the UK, and you look at Banyana players, the likes of Thembi Kgatlana, Linda, Jermaine. I just want equal opportunities. I want brands to invest in our women, because you have major brands investing in a Bafana skipper. You have brands investing maybe in the player of the season in the domestic football, So I just want brands. I want more visibility from brands. I want them to offer women equal opportunities. If a certain brand can sponsor player X, male player X, and give them merchandise and remuneration, why can't you do the same for a Banyana player or a Mamelodi Sundowns ladies team player? Don't just give them merchandise, don't just give them free merch. Give them merchandise and remuneration. Give them the same airtime, If you're gonna have player Mang from Cape Town City on a billboard, then also have our female players there. Do you get what I mean? So I just want brands really to fully invest in women's sports. I think our teams, guys, have done really well. Banyana, you look at the Spa Proteas, guys, making the semis in the last World Cup is a big deal, and losing to Australia by 2 points, because previously would lose by like big margins, But I think our athletes are doing the job. So now it's up to brands, because I also feel like broadcasting organizations are also doing the parts when it comes to giving them airtime. You know, you look at Supersport, and obviously, guys, I work for Supersport, so I am gonna talk about Supersport. But yeah, you look at Supersport, and they are giving them airtime, the right airtime. Varsity, whether it's varsity hockey, varsity netball, varsity football, you know. Yeah, so I just feel like brands should also, you know, put in the work.
Ona?
Now, Lindiwe, I'm just gonna do a quick challenge for you. Say this is the Lindiwe Dube award ceremony. You are the master. You give whoever the award that you feel that this person deserves. Now, this is now in women in sport. I'll give you at least 4 categories. So I mention the category, you just give me a name of a team or a person.
Okay.
Team of the year.
Team of the year. Well, the Sport Proteas haven't really had like much competitive action, but I'm trying to think. And we have the Olympics coming up, so team of the year. I'll give it to the Sport Proteas.
Okay, Star Proteas. Women of the year overall.
Ooh, that's a tough one. There's so many amazing women, guys, who are doing amazing things, both on and off camera. Mutsirisi Mohono.
Okay. Brand of the year, a brand that's supporting women in sport.
Spa.
Now, overall, in terms of history and today and the future, which special recognition award would you give to any person?
Carol Shabalala.
Wow, nice.
For longevity, guys. Carol has been in the industry for over 2 decades, and she's still going strong. She's still investing the same effort, if not more, you know, but she's grown over the years. And she's owning it, you know, she's bossing it. So I'd definitely give it to Carol.
And again, I think, is it fair to say that if it wasn't for Carol, there wouldn't be Lindiwe Dube?
Sort of. Well, like I said, if maybe there wasn't a Carol, we wouldn't know as women there is actually, you know, opportunities for women to get into broadcasting, which is a male-dominated industry. So, yeah.
No, definitely. Lindiwe, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, guys. This was fun. Thank you.
Absolutely appreciate your time. It is episode 21 of the Banter Club. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, listen, tell your friend to tell a friend. And if you want to get in touch with us, the WhatsApp line, drop us a WhatsApp, drop us a voice note. It's 064-9000947. That's 064-9000947. Any closing words from gents?
Kaizer Chiefs will come back very strong.
Chiefs will get relegated next season.
Yo, Mahal, your closing words?
After Jake's comment, I'm fine.
Last thoughts from you, Lindiwe?
Thank you guys to everyone. It's been a tough year once again. We can't wait to see the fans back in the stadium. Stay home, stay safe. If you are part of the Vax gang now, yay. If you haven't, we can't wait for everyone to get vaccinated so we can be back at the stadium. Thank you to everyone who's been following my work. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you for the constructive criticism. Thank you. I cannot thank you enough. Just keep supporting me. I hope I continue to make you guys proud, and you can follow me on all socials at Lindiwe_Dube on Instagram, at Lindiwe Dube on Twitter, at Lindiwe Dube on Facebook, and keep supporting the podcast.
Thank you very much. We're gonna keep.
Thank you.
All right, and it's a wrap from the Banter Club. Catch you next time. Peace.
Tell your grandmother.
Chop, dude.
Join us every week on the Banter Club.